We grew up, there were rock stars or you weren't. There was no little bands that existed.
Buffalo Tom, nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
1986 is an important year, both for you and for me, because I was born then.
Wow. Yeah.
And
we
you-
were too.
And you started.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? That can't be right.
Interview's over.
Yeah, stop, this is bullshit.
So that's 25 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a long stretch of time. Can you still, can you, for me it is, can you,
A lifetime, some might
Yeah,
say.
right.
For example, you.
what were your goals then? Can you still recall what you wanted to do with the band?
Well, we just wanted to get gigs back then. Where we formed University of Massachusetts, we were just begging to even play people's parties for free. And then once we got to do that, there were bands that would come through University of Massachusetts, and it was really hard to even get on the bills for free. So to get a Boston gig was the first goal, and every kind of goal just went from there. But within a couple of years, we had signed to SST Records, that was like getting a platinum record to us, to be on that label with all these artists that we loved.
What were the bands like that you competed with to get those gigs?
Well, that's a good point. I mean, there was two different kind of things going. There was actually, you know, I think very significantly, we were not in the mainstream. We grew up, there were rock stars or you weren't. There was no little bands that existed. So we were in this great middle of this era where there were vinyl singles and small bands kind of playing outside of the city. And that's who we met when we went to college. Jay from Dinosaur was going to do a tour in Europe, I remember we were discussing, and that was kind of amazing. Like, we could barely get a gig in Boston, but he was saying, you know, with our recordings, like, we should try to tour in Europe. And there was a small group of these bands on SST, and our record came out, I think, the first couple weeks that the first Nirvana did on Sub Pop. But not at all like in a competitive way, too. You know, it was really a small group of kind of very, like, you know, we didn't always know each other. We were playing each other's music. It wasn't really a scene, but we were certainly friendly and trying to make a scene. So there was actually never any kind of competitive
The bands we were
era.
competing with were like reggae and blues bands, and like the, you know, to get
Yeah, the bigger mainstream
to get a
was
gig.
powerful.
Yeah, I mean, just to get a gig in the college town before we had a label, or a record rather, but you know, because they just wanted people that danced and paid money for drinks. And I mean, we were going to see acts like Dinosaur, the Pixies, and there would just be 10, 15 people there at a good turnout. And I remember seeing the Flaming Lips, you know, and there were like 5 people in the crowd. So, and we would get yelled at by club owners. I mean, and we were not even as loud as Dinosaur Jr. was, but they were almost blacklisted from playing out there in that era. They were having success over here before they could really get much renown there.